through this show and through my own personal experience, yeah, you do really have to just do what's right for you and your body, and really fight for what you feel is right for you. And no one else is going to do that, unfortunately. But I think that
So hi, I'm Jonathan Bloomberg, writing for Movies in Sweden.
Hi.
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 Hi. So it's an honor getting to speak with the three of you. I really loved the entire season and binged it almost in one go. It was a little bit too late in the night, so I had to finish the final episode the day after. But it was a really interesting show to see, especially since I have someone um, not very close to me, but someone I know that is going through something similar right now. So that made it even more important. And I was wondering what kind of drew you to your parts in this. I understand that Belle Gibson is, well, we all know who she was, but for all of you, kind of what drew you to your parts in particular?
Yeah, I mean, reading this script, I was discovering for the first time, like I was finding out about Belle Gibson for the first time through the scripts when I got them. So I kind of fell in love with the idea of playing this kind of person, and that there's so many nuances in this story and in her story specifically in her storyline. So um yeah, I was just sort of, I mean, I, I, I was excited to play this sort of like real woman, and excited to like n- humanize her in many different ways, and sort of creating our own version of Belle Gibson through this story was really exciting to me. It gave me a lot of like freedom to sort of really get, just create a character, and that's like kind of an actor's dream. So um yeah, and also just like genuinely as an American, like you rarely get the chance to do a British accent, or do even an Australian accent feels even more rare. So I was like kind of blown away by the fact that they wanted me to do this. So I felt like I had a real opportunity to do something like that. It felt very rare as an
You,
actor, and that was
you
cool.
even made me doubt that you were American. So you did that great, I
Oh,
must say.
thank you.
So so how was it for you two, Aisha and Alycia?
Well, I think probably what drew me most was just Sam's writing. Sam Strauss, our creator, she had written this script that was so incredibly special. And at the time, to be completely honest with you, I was feeling a little cynical. I had read a lot of things that I thought, like I was on vacation in Joshua Tree. I said, I like it out here. Maybe I'll just stay in this hammock forever, you know? And and then I read Sam's work, and I just thought the world she had created was so special. And um she was speaking to something that, yes, was about Belle Gibson and that story, but it also spoke to something so much bigger. It spoke to a really important thing that was happening culturally, and continues to happen, I think, especially for women, but for anyone who needs to advocate for their health. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just felt like I had to be a part of it. Like I would have played a tree. I would have happily done it. I'm glad I got to be Chanel though, because she was my favorite. Yeah.
That's
Right.
good to hear. Yeah.
I was the same. Honestly, I read Sam's script and I was just like, well, I have to do this because it was just so well done, and she's just was able to capture such like nuance and complex themes in such a captivating and like special way. And I do also think there was a very interesting viewpoint for like the early 2010s, like rise and fall of the wellness influencer in general. Like that story was very interesting to me, and having grown up kind of on social media, seeing a lot of those women like, you know, through social media and Instagram, those early days, and hadn't really seen that story maybe. And so it felt interesting for me to explore, but also just an extraordinary story, an incredible group of actors, and yeah, it kind of just became an easy yes.
Yeah, and even though Belle is the true-ish kind of story, this is based on Mila, who is also loosely based on Jessica. I know in that story, I really like that they put that in there to kind of get that side of it also. And with that ending, I won't spoil it, of course. It was probably that moved me most watching the show, even though I thought I came to watch the Bella story, but I really fell for what happens to Mila.
Yeah.
So for you, kind of being in this show and making it for so long, I'm guessing if that might even change the way you look at life. That's a big question, but knowing that people go through this and trying to live it and get really close to those emotions yourself, how do you look at your futures now?
Oh.
No, what time is it? Oh, God. Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I will say the show has empowered me more to advocate for myself with medical professionals. And I think, like, Mila, to me, everything she said was so justified. And I know, like, maybe she didn't go about it in the most perfect way if we're talking about, you know, the show and that character, but I think she was so justified in how she was feeling. And I will say that the show has helped me to feel empowered to make choices that feel right for me and my health, and to ask questions and to push doctors, you know, in the ways that I think we need to be doing, instead of just kind of being passive when
Taking
it comes to our
control of your
health.
life.
Yeah.
Like, really taking
Yeah.
control of it and being your own
Do
advocate
you
is important.
do you agree, Kaitlyn?
Yeah, totally. Same as I guess you were saying. I have dealt with this on a very personal level, and yeah, it's a wild, complicated journey that feels like there really isn't like a good way out or the right path, or and so you really do have to, through this show and through my own personal experience, yeah, you do really have to just do what's right for you and your body, and really fight for what you feel is right for you. And no one else is going to do that, unfortunately. But I think that that's very, yeah, it's like Aisha said, it's a very empowering feeling. Um, and that show definitely does a good job at doing that with Mila's storyline. It's really powerful, really beautiful. Yeah.
I think just
Yeah.
how like, it is so messy and complicated. Like I think
Mhm.
we're so often it's one or the other. Like, you know, it's conventional or it's non-conventional. Neither the twain shall meet. But it really does feel sometimes like that it's, you know, we're all partial to taking a little bit of both, and obviously being obviously very careful about like the information that you're consuming, and not just blindly taking advice from influencers on the net that don't necessarily know what they're talking about. But at the same time, maybe having some grace and compassion for those that are searching for hope, and just how it is just so complicated. But also that there is kind of so benefits that conventional medicine can provide, and there's some benefits and hope that non-conventional, I guess. It just, I think these stories, like, it just shows how messy and complex and deep they are. Yeah. And how they affect
I
so
agree.
many people too.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Yeah.
all touched, you know, through by someone, or someone's like had the experience, or you know someone like that, it's like touched your life. And so it all, yeah.
Thanks for your thoughtful answers, and thanks for talking with me today.
Thank
So
you so much.
thanks a lot.
Thank you.